Hello and welcome. I'm Arlette, and today I'm joined by a very special guest, Kingsborough alum, Delisa McGregor. Delisa is an accomplished producer, content creator, and founder of Iconic View LLC. She has a rich background in film and television production, including working with major companies like HBO, PBS, and NBA. Today, she's here to share insights from her impressive career journey. Delisa, thank you so much for joining us here today.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming. Well, Delisa, I do apologize. Delisa and Delisa do sound very close. So maybe you have a twin. But Delisa, we are happy to have you here today. Please tell us a little bit about yourself. Give us a little bit of background.
Yeah, definitely. So I started my studies at Brooklyn College. I didn't really perform well academically, so I transferred here to Kingsborough and graduated in 2010 with my associate's degree in media technology. Back then it was media technology. I believe they changed the title now.
I believe now it's media arts.
Yeah.
Since you've been, what have you been doing since you've left us here at Kingsborough? What have you been doing?
I've worked in different aspects of media production. I began volunteering for film festivals, and that's where I was able to build connections and started freelancing, working at festivals. I was able to freelance and delve further into media as a production assistant and eventually a production coordinator. I've interned for Stephen Colbert. I've worked in NBC for Premier League in Connecticut, so I would commute from New York to Connecticut. Then I worked for HBO, Netflix, so it spans all across different companies.
You have a wide spectrum of different companies that you have worked with. Do you do pretty much the same thing with each company? Do you do production assistance all the time? Like, give us a little bit of the meat and potatoes of what you do every day.
Yeah, so I started as a production assistant. I started with Netflix as a production assistant. I freelanced with NBC, and then eventually I was able to transition to production coordinator, then eventually production management. And my last project, I worked as an associate producer for A&E Network.
Very nice. Yeah. I'm impressed by you. And also, I know you brought a couple of different things for us to, to show the viewing audience. You brought us a couple of different reels. You brought us some pictures. So we're going to bring up a few of the different items shortly, so you could kind of give us a background, and also kind of give the audience a play of what you do. So you know, it's one thing to explain it, but it's a different thing to kind of see it. So we're going to be showing a picture of you very soon. I'm not sure if it's going to be the real or the picture, but we do have something to bring up to the audience. But you did mention that you went to Brooklyn College prior to coming here to Kingsborough, which was a SUNY school. Yeah. So what made you go from a SUNY to a CUNY?
Oh, Brooklyn College is also a CUNY school.
Oh, is it also a CUNY? I thought it was SUNY since it was a 4-year college.
No, it's part of the CUNY system as well. I didn't perform well.
Okay.
It was my freshman year. I was like very busy doing other things, clubs, pledging in sororities, so I wasn't focused. And I had to eventually transfer here, and I was able to focus more here at Kingsborough because the departments are more involved, the professors are more involved. It wasn't like a huge campus like Brooklyn College where you have to find your way around. You know?
Which is nice. So I do notice that here myself. We're going to shortly we're going to be showing you a little bit of what you do, and so that everybody could get an idea, because talking about it and seeing it is two different things. Okay. But one of the things that I do like is that the fact that you are so young and that you are so involved in so many different aspects of the media world, and I believe that's something that I want to talk a little bit more about, and hopefully we should be bringing up the picture shortly. But I just want to have an idea, like, to the students, the up and coming. Oh, here we are. You got that. Can you just give us a little brief background on that picture for us?
Yes, this was my first short film. It's called Hazy Days. It's based on an experience with two different individuals, a male and a female, that both dealing with mental illness, and they eventually cross paths. And because it's a short film, it's not concluded, so I left the room open. That way I can possibly
add on.
turn it into a narrative someday. So it was self-funded. So it's pretty
nice.
expensive.
Was
Yeah.
it?
Yeah.
Can you, we're going to be showing another picture of you shortly coming
Okay.
up. But give us a brief idea, like how does a small something like that would actually cost?
Oh yeah. So with Hazy Days, that's where I started my production company, Iconic Views LLC, because I wanted to, just have a solid foundation with something from my creative point of view. The budget for that, I'd say, was close to $2,000 at the time,
Wow.
which is still
Reasonable.
which is reasonable. I had some very good crew members that were able to help me out.
Pro bono.
Exactly. We're able, and I helped them out eventually. And what cost me the most was film festivals. Submitting my short films to film festivals. Those are costly.
We're going to show you another picture, and then I want to get back into all of that.
Okay, so this is last year at Urban World Film Festival, the first film festival that allowed me to have total control as a press, have press credentials.
Okay.
Where I was able to also have up and close interviews with actors and celebrities. So I appreciate them for that.
Oh, okay. Give us a little bit of background on that, because with the press credentials and being able, because we just thought they walked hand in hand. What is that?
So press, it's for the most part, it can be very challenging if you're not connected to like a big company such as Root or Essence. If you're like an indie filmmaker and you have your own press kit, which is like your camera, your mic, and you're basically a one-man band for everything, you have to have something solid in your background and your experience in order for you to get a press pass, and it's not always guaranteed.
Wow.
So some festivals, they allowed indie filmmakers to get access to that. And Urban World is one of those
really
festivals.
We're going to be showing another quick picture of yourself that's just going to give us a little bit more background.
This is where I interned for Stephen Colbert 2018.
Wow.
One of the most amazing experiences because we alternate departments, similar to what Kingsborough do here.
Yeah.
You're able to work with writers, you're able to work with talent, you're able to work with the control room. So it
so you kind of move around a lot, which is nice because you get a little hands-on on everything.
Exactly.
Yeah, and to me, I think part of the whole working in media, a lot of it is hands-on.
Exactly.
A lot of it is not something you could actually learn in a classroom. You have to actually get the feel of the equipment, even the guests. You have to get comfortable with that individual. You getting comfortable with the host. So that's really, really good to learn.
And not every company do that. And they Tuesdays and Thursdays was catering, so that was my favorite days to intern for Stephen Colbert.
Because you could get all that information in, right? That's great. We're going to be showing you, I believe the reel is going to be coming up, and that's something that it's like tasting, waiting to see it. Oh, no, not the reel as yet. Give us a quick background on this one here.
This was a table read for Hazy Days, just so the actors and the actress can get acquainted with each other, warm up to each other.
Like
that way on set, everyone is familiar with each other. And table reads are helpful because you're able to see the chemistry with the actors and the actresses.
Exactly, In a situation like that, suppose they don't get along. What happens?
They have to put personal business to the side. And let's get the job done.
Just get the job done, basically.
It can happen, but luckily, on my set, everyone got along well with each other. And a lot of them stay in touch with each other as well. That is
really interesting. Yeah. So with the one thing I do like is the name of your company, the Black the I View. I like that because when you first think about it, you're thinking about the letter I in team, but you're not actually looking at the actual eye, which is the scope to see everything. So kind of give us a background on that.
Yeah.
And how did you come up with the name and everything?
I decided to tweak the name. Instead of iconic, ICON, I added EYE because the eyes are the lens to the soul. Cameras is the lens to how for storytelling. So it's just my version of storytelling through the eyes.
Okay, that is interesting. I do like that, the storytelling through the eyes. That I do like that envision. So, and then also with the reel that's going to be coming up shortly. what I like about it is the different views of people that's on the road. Here we go, right here, where your shining moment. You could go ahead and kind of give us a little brief on that. How was that day going for you?
Yeah, this was Urban World. This is day 2 of Urban World, working in different days because sometimes they run for a week, the festivals. These celebrities are name dropping my company, which I appreciate. And besides me interviewing them, I was able to speak with them on their projects and their journey with filmmaking. And also just being able to, you know, kind of like get more of their perspective in filmmaking overall.
Get a different view.
Yeah, and just speak to them more about their personal films that they were awarded for and how things worked out for them. This was a book signing for Devon Franklin. I was able to also get a press pass for this. This was Film Lincoln. They usually have screenings for members. Luckily, at the time, I was a member because one of my colleagues paid for a membership for me, and I appreciate that.
Lovely.
This was an event for Charlemagne the God, speaking more on mental illness and awareness for iHeart. This is Film Lincoln Society again. And this was another festival with different, this was a compilation of different subjects. So there were panels on filmmaking, panels on business, panels on just being able to start your own business.
So this was like a work fair for entertainers, almost seems like.
Yeah.
That's so interesting. I would love to be able to go. It's my career growth to be able to do stuff like this. So how difficult is it to actually get the guest pass? Is it just because you work with that certain company and they take it from there? Like,
well, fortunately, it hasn't been difficult for me. The only festival that I've had challenges trying to get a pass for is New York Film Festival, NYFF.
And why is that?
I think because they're more on a larger scale in the business, you have to be connected to a magazine company or like a big television studio. Otherwise,
you're not gonna
you
get
just need your own press release kit, write a press letter, and tailor it for that specific festival, and just share a little bit background about yourself and how you can be an additional asset to their festival.
And do you find that going to these different film festivals, do you find it to be beneficial?
I do, because you're able to connect with other filmmakers. Sometimes you never know who you can connect with.
The networking.
The networking is very important, and it's just a reminder at festivals why you're here, why you're doing this, what is motivating you, and it's just a overall take on just being able to stay focused on your goal.
And current.
Yeah.
And what would you tell the up-and-coming Kingsborough student that's looking to do similar to what you're doing? Like, what advice would you give them?
I would tell them take advantage of the equipments here, the studios here, because not many schools have a studio like this where you're able to experience different departments, help each other out, and definitely network with each other. I remember Issa Rae mentioned that someone she knew said network across. It's not always about the big guys. Network across. So your colleagues, your classmates, stay in touch with each other. You never know who ends up where, or if you'll need assistance from them with your projects. Because seeking out talent as opposed to someone it can be challenging because it's a new person. You have to run through things and make sure that they're comfortable, as opposed to knowing your classmates as much as possible. And just stay motivated as much as possible. Don't lose your eye on the target.
Again, with eye.
Iconic views.
Yes, iconic. There you go. And and also one of the things that as speaking to you that I do like is that you're so genuine. You're so light to talk to. Like, you're not, because sometimes you'll find somebody that's actually growing in their field and they're not willing to share with others, you know, how did it take them to get to where they're going. And I find it to be very easy of you to speak on that journey. And,
Thank you.
And for the upcoming Kingsborough students, and what is, for me here at Kingsborough, the main things that I find is that they have so much to offer.
Yeah.
And I would like for you to tell them, like, take advantage of it, because that's what you did. You took advantage of it.
Take advantage of it. You know, don't take it for granted. In many cases on set, you may remember something that clicks from Kingsborough that you're able to, that's valuable and set there. And in many cases, a lot of producers are impressed with that because now they don't have to rely on someone else. They can rely on you.
Thank you. Well, Delisa, it was such a pleasure sitting here with you today and just allowing us to tap into your brain and giving, you know, all the knowledge that you have gotten. And thank you for coming here and sharing that with us here at Kingsborough. I'd like to say thank you so much to Delisa for sharing your insights and experiences with us today. It has been inspiring to hear about your journey and your dedication to storytelling. For the viewers, be sure to check out Delisa work at Iconic Views, LLC. I almost screwed it up. We're looking forward to seeing more amazing projects from you. Thank you so much, Delisa, for coming here with us.
It's a pleasure.
Thank you. Yes.